Good evening, everybody. My name's Ian, if nobody knows. I've been asked by Trevor Price at Alders Farm to do a bit of a feature about pellet feeders. And what it was about was, a few years ago at Stafford Moor, I'd drawn aside a lad called Adrian Marshall. And we were sat talking about feeder fishing and how people fish different areas of the UK method. Some areas still fish a maggot feeder and a normal feeder. And I said to him, I fish a pellet scoop, and he says, what's that all about? And I said, it's up our way a few years ago. A lad called Ben Holmes come up with fishing a pellet scoop, and he made it out of a Drennan maggot feeder, one of these. Cut it down and he used arrowdite and stuck it together. The thing is, that's no good to me. I'll be dead honest, if I use arrowdite, I'll end up with my fingers stuck to the feeder. So that was no good to me. And at the time I had a tackle shop, and I looked all over looking for different feeders, trying different things, and I couldn't come up with one that was right. And I know some of you are going to say to me, why didn't you just buy one? Now, they'd only just come out and they weren't right. You know what I mean? Sometimes you have something and you know it's just not right. Even though they said 10 gram on the weight, the feeder was still chunky and it didn't go in right, and it went with a bit of a splash, and I wanted it to more of a plop. And I eventually come across they made Camazan black cap feeders. Now everybody knows these, everybody's seen these. They're probably one of the best selling feeders ever made, but I didn't want it as a maggot feeder. They make it in numerous sizes, numerous weights. It's like, this is a mini, that's a small, but that's not Camazan, it's a copy I bought off the internet, a lot cheaper, I found. I know people say, yeah, it's white, don't matter, it's made no difference whatsoever. Small, exactly the same, 10 gram. And so anyway, I found that, and I thought, well, I need to make that into a scoop. So I found the best way to make one, and I tell you what, I've had loads of people ask me to make them these. I've got mates that did make them, and a lot of mates, so all I'll do is cut the swivel off, take the cap off, scissors, bend it up, take the lead core out, bend the lead back down. So I'm left with that, and that's not right. That's still, I could put pellets in that and they would come out, but not ready. So I started messing about, cutting chunks out the feeder. And everybody will say, yeah, but everybody calls you chunk, this isn't where it comes from. So anyway, and then just tied it up a little bit. And like I say, these come in numerous weights. So this a 20 gram, they do them in 10, and this, when it goes in the water, it's a nice little plop. So I'm going to cut it down like that, and there we go. I'm going to take that off there, a sharp edge. And that's what I use for 90% of my pellet fishing. I use that. And find something, I've got something here. And what I do is I stab in the middle, if I don't stab my finger, make an hole for me to put my line through, and that's what I use. But somebody will say, yeah, but just buy them, Ian. Like I said before, it's not right. I don't like them. Even the ones nowadays, they're a lot better than they was, but I can still now, I'm going to massacre this one, I can still now open it up even more. You see what I mean? And that, I think, is perfect for pellet feeder fishing. And yeah, it's got holes in. And the beauty of that is, I felt, was the water could, a lot of the bought ones are solid, and I've thought, with having holes in, it can get water in from this side, and it will push your bait out quicker. So the bite is quicker. And up our way, like I said earlier, the lad Ben who started it all off, he was on a venue where it was a lot of small fish, small carp. They weren't the biggest, 12 ounce, £1.5, £2, some bigger fish, but a lot of the fish, you can go to Tanner's at Stafford Moor and you're only looking for 25 fish. You get 25 fish, you know you're going to be thereabouts. But on some of these other fisheries, where you need to catch 60, 70, 100 fish, you need to be in and out as quick as possible. And I found this was perfect, because you can do it one-handed while you're putting the fish in the net, and that's what I wanted. So I know everybody knows how to set a feed up, but I'll just show you how I set it up. So I use Daiwa 6-pound sensor. I'm not an animal when it comes to fishing, but that's what I use. Thread it through the hole, tie a quick change bead on. Now that is a large one. I wouldn't normally use a large one, but unfortunately, as we're not going out much, I couldn't find any small ones. And that is what I use with 4-inch hook length, QM114 and a brown 6mm Coppens pellet. Now I use that setup. If I'm going to fish this, I'll use that 90% of the time. I very rarely put a coloured one on or anything like that. I feel that that's what I want to use. And loading's dead easy. Everybody knows this. They mess about with a method of sitting there moulding, getting it right, smoothing it off, more on, and it's not right. It's not quick enough. Like I say, we're only on a bin. So with this, it's one scoop. Fold it back over, pick the hook pellet up. Oh, it's not working now. Makes me look an idiot. Another scoop, and there you go. And that's ready to go. How much simpler that? Now, I know, like I said, it's not for everybody, but for me, that's worked. I've just got to add one thing. My girlfriend's done with this video. She's sat holding the camera, and everybody's told me that she should be doing this because she's as good as me, everybody says. But like I say, that is so quick, easy. You want to get out there and catch, you're fishing for little fish, get on this, because this will catch you some fish. Thank you very much.